Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3. And last time... Hell, I don't even remember what I did last time. It's been almost a week since I made one of these. Why did I wait so long to do the last few things I had to do? Oh yeah, that's right, Christmas and New Year's. God damn it! I keep releasing videos over these times, but I didn't actually record any, so now I'm starting to fall behind. Well, not behind, but I don't have as big of a window to slack off and not make a video one day if I don't feel like it or if I get busy or whatever. Now I actually have to start making videos, which means I need to move on to another project after a couple more of these because there's not a lot left. Anyway, couple things I wanted to do. This will be the last couple of videos here. First things first, I found a legendary when I was running through, I believe it was Hell, I'm not entirely sure which one, but I took a screen cap and voila, there it is. So yeah, if you notice up in the top right corner there in the minimap, the little icon shows up, little star shows exactly, where your legendary is. Now if I picked that up and then dropped it again, that star would no longer be there. It's just there at the original time, so you can see it if you didn't happen to hear it. It also makes a sound like this. There you go. And it has the beam of light, of course, as well. Now, as you notice, I have a whole bunch of stuff. So basically what I did is I went to build up my Nephilim Valor, and I think I talked about this briefly before, but it increases your gold find, magic find, and experience. Stop talking, scoundrel. Anyway, having 5 stacks, as you can try and see there, it's hard to see too clearly, but there's a little 5 in the bottom corner of the icon here, and it lasts for half an hour, and it's the only way to get keys, and keys are these things right here: Key of Destruction, Key of Hate, and Key of Terror. Yes, it's a Diablo 2 reference. And basically what we do with each of these things is we get all 3 of them, and we get the Infernal Machine, which I'll explain how to get that later. And just do some repairing, and a weapon. Don't think it's a weapon. Oh, it is a weapon. Okay. So yeah, and you use all 3, and it becomes an Infernal Machine, which allows you to fight the Ubers, which was something they introduced in Diablo 2 in patch 1.10, I believe. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to show you where all the enemies are that can drop these items, because they're not just a random drop. In order to get them, you need to fight what are called Keywardens. And in order for this to work, you need to be on Inferno difficulty, which is why I'm using my Barbarian instead of the character I actually did the Let's Play on. My Barbarian is much higher leveled and much better geared and much better at taking down the Keywardens because of the way he's built. And you also want to up your monster power. As you can see up there, I'm on monster power 5. It's probably best to do it at 7, but I didn't want to muck around and make it take too long for you. Instead, I'll just talk the extra time that it would have taken me to kill him on MP7 and do it on MP5 instead. That makes sense, eh? Yeah, but if you do it on Monster Power 10, you get 100% drop chance as long as you're, doing it in Inferno. Now, as you can see, I've already cleared out this entire area, and I found exactly where the guy is going to be. So, save some time, so make sure you get your stacks. Here is the Keywarden. Now, I'm going to buff up and try and take him out. This isn't like the way I was doing a lot of the boss fights before. I can't just kind of sit around and let him beat the crap out of me, because this is Inferno, and I would die. Anyway, we've dropped his life quite a bit here. He's got some fireballs, and he's really fire-based, so there's not a lot that he can do. Anyway, did I get it? I didn't get it. Anyway, well, he has the option to drop that, so I just wanted to show you exactly where that was. And now I am going to cut to me... go away, you're no fun. Now I'm going to cut to Act 2, which means I have to go and kill 5 more special enemies and then find the Keywarden again. So I'll see you in all of 5 seconds, and for me it'll be 20 minutes. Alright, we're back. Just in case I didn't mention it, wasn't particularly clear in the last little part, which was time ago for me and seconds ago for you. In order to find the Keywarden in Act 1, you must be in the, the Field of Misery. It's the only place he spawns. And he drops, I believe he drops the Key of Destruction, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. The way it works is the Keywarden for Act 1 will drop one type of key. The Keywarden for Act 2 will drop, I believe it's the Key of Hate, and we're going to go find him in a moment. And the Key of Terror is dropped by the Keywarden of Act 3. Now, Act 4 is a different beast altogether. In a recent patch, well, a few months ago, some time ago anyway, we got a change to what the Act 4 one would drop. In the past, all he would drop is the Infernal Machine plan, such as these plans here, and this is what I was telling you about before. You eventually do find things like this, and it's nice enough to tell you if you have already learned the specific plan that you have found. The little red text in the bottom right there, which is quite nice. Definitely helpful. Unfortunately, it does not show that when you're looking for new ones on the auction house, which again, not very helpful, but whatever. But yeah, now in that patch I was mentioning, they've changed it so that the Act 4 one can drop either the Infernal Machine plans or any one of these keys. So that was nice of them to put that in there for us at least. But anyway, so yeah, the Act 1 one can only be found in the Field of Misery. This one can only be found in the Douglar Oasis, and I still have no idea how to pronounce that. Anyway, I explore the entire one again, and again, it took me forever to find him. He's way down here. Anyway, this one is probably the most annoying. The Act 1 guy was, fire-based. There's not a lot to worry about as long as you clear out, specifically the trees, the tree enemies, large tree ents, whatever they are, because they do a lot of poison damage, especially, and they'll lay it around the ground, around where you're trying to fight the Keywarden. That can be very detrimental to your efforts. This one in Act 2, he's even worse. Now, I'm not sure if you remember the Whirlwind guys from this act, but let's see if I can... Yeah, see? He has some lightning-based attacks, and he spins around like that, and half the time you can't hurt him when he does that.
Need more time.
So he is probably the most annoying to deal with. I happen to have stun on one of my attacks, which is why I'm alternating and needing to heal. But yeah, he's definitely the hardest one in my opinion.
Not ready yet.
And being stuck is not helping. Thank you. Yeah, and so yeah, he does lots of damage. He has the chance to drop the Key of Hate. And let's not run into attack.
Return.
There we go. And I happen to not win the key again. It's not helping. I'd like to at least show off one of them dropping a key. Don't hit me. Damn it. Okay, there's some information for you. If you're trying to use a town portal and you get hit, it does not end well, and it cancels your entire timing gauge BS, which there shouldn't be to begin with. Diablo 2 just had it set up so much better. Anyway, I'll see you in Act 3, and... oh, bloody hell, this has taken me forever. Anyway, I'll see you in Act 3. Alright, we're back again. And this time we're in Act 3. And Act 3, it's actually quite easy to find him because it's only in Stonefront, which is the first waypoint we have access to. Though if you are looking for, what's the word? Champion packs to kill in order to get your Nephilim Valor up, I suggest either going to the Ariat Crater or the Bridge of Corset, because there tends to be a reasonably high amount of champions in those areas in order to, basically kill a lot of guys really quickly so you can get there. And I also increased the difficulty to Monster Power 7, so hopefully I'll get a key this time so that I can at least show off one of them and kill useless minion guy on the way. This guy deals a lot with cold-based attacks, as you can see. Now,
still recharging.
One of my barbarian skills allows me to avoid getting frozen, which is extremely useful against this guy, and it's not really recommended fighting him unless you can find some way of avoiding being frozen, especially on higher monster power. Come back here.
Not enough fury. Not ready yet.
And running out of fury does not help. Fury is the barbarian. Would you stop that? The barbarian equivalent of arcane power. You know, not every character gets mana like they did in Diablo 2. Now, unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to end up running out of... oh, maybe not. The way my skill works, and it's called Wrath of the Berserker, by the way. There we go. Did I get one? Really? Again? This game hates me. I don't know if it goes up by 10% each monster power, but I know that on monster power 10 it's 100%. It just takes forever. And that's the other thing, in case I didn't mention it already, you need 5 stacks of Nephilim Valor in order to actually get the keys to drop at all. At least that's what I've heard. I don't have it written down anywhere that I've read. It just everyone I've talked to is, you know, that's played the game has told me that. Anyway, I guess that's all for Act 3, and I'll see you momentarily in Act 4. Okay, here we are. We're back in town. Well, town's the same in Act 3 and Act 4, so anyway, we're here in Act 4. Now, in order to do this one, it actually requires the most amount of work, at least from my perspective, because it is very difficult to find champion packs in Act 4. Sometimes you get lucky and you'll find 2 or 3 or even 4 within, you know, like a minute and a half. They can all be right around the same spot. There are other times, this is one of them, where you have to run around 3 or 4 different areas in order to find just 5 of them in order to get your stacks. So I would not recommend farming this particular Keywarden or farming of any kind in Act 4. As far as I'm concerned, you do Act 4, you beat the boss, and then you never return. At least that's the way I do it. Now, in order to get to where we want to go, we go to select Crystal Colonnade or whatever the hell this is. And kill some of those guys because they're in my way.
Need more time.
And head up here. Now, I've already been up here, which is why they've already spawned. I just had to find the Keywarden ahead of time. Of course, I found him after, I think, only killing 1 champion pack, so I had to run to another area and find more of them. But anyway, this guy, I actually don't know all that much about because I don't fight him very often anymore.
Not ready yet.
Like I was saying there really isn't a lot of reason to, but I do want to clear out some of these guys before I gather Keywarden too much.
Still recharging.
Because I don't want them throwing meteors on my head while I'm trying to beat a crap out of a really tough boss. Yeah, he's basically a terror demon, which, if you remember what I was telling you before about terror demons, they're extremely buff, they do lots of damage, they hurt, pain.
Not enough fury.
So yeah,
Still recharging.
Be very careful, and hopefully you don't have too many of these idiots running around. Oh, let's not get killed here. Yeah, Act 4 was not nice to me even while I was trying to.
Do that.
Really? Do not do this to me again, please, game. Act 4 has not been very nice. Ooh, healing well. I think I'll take that.
Need more time.
Oh, I lost my buff there, so now he can, I don't know, whatever that was.
Ready yet.
Prison, jailer. I think that's called jailer. Though it doesn't list. If you notice in the white text below the guy's name, it usually notes their. Whoa!
I am badly
No! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die! Yay! I'm alive. Barely. 2,700 life left. He drops lots of stuff. I guess that's always a good thing.
I can't pick up anything else.
And I'm full. Yeah. So let's go back to town before I end up dead. But yeah, so he can drop either the plan to make the Infernal Machine. Now, the guy that heals is down here.
As the
There he is.
watches over his
Shut up. Anyway, so yeah, if you have any desire to farm against that one, the only reason you'll want to farm him is to get the Infernal Machine. plans, and after that, always do the other ones. They're significantly easier. As you notice there, my repair bill was a little high. Yes, Act 4's not been very nice to me this time. 2 stun-lock deaths. I don't like this game right now. It's not being very pleasant to me. So anyway, I'm just going to start salvaging junk because I don't particularly need any of it. None of it's very good for, you know, someone who's level 60 and has a few Nephilim levels behind them. I don't even look at half of the stats that are on there. If I don't see a couple of stats that I'm interested in, it's gone. I might have salvaged something halfway decent, who knows. And those don't sell well, so I bin them. But yeah, as I've been finding the all of these guys, the Keywardens, I've just been picking up only the rares, not the blue items, and I've got 107 resources, or crafting materials, for each of them for level, or for Inferno. And I found some more Tomes of Secrets, some more potions, some gems, and demonic essences, which are all beneficial and worth a reasonable amount of money. And potions can sit there, I don't know. So yeah, that's all for the Keywardens. Now once you have enough keys, you can make the Infernal Machine, and in order to, and what you get from that is it summons Ubers, and I'll be going over Ubers next time. The only other thing I'd really like to do now is kind of show off any of the interesting grinding areas, farming areas, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, as I was saying, don't do it in Act 4. There's no reason to. The enemies are harder, they stun you more, they have a better chance of having like jailer special effects, that white text underneath the enemies that you're fighting. It usually, especially with champions and, you know, just rare guys and whatever else they're called, you know, they have a much higher chance of having that, which basically makes it so it's much harder to kill them. So that, and they do a lot more damage, so just avoid it altogether. Now let's go and find I'll at least show them off as opposed to just, you know, talking about them. Anyway, I'll just meet you in Act 3. Alright, here we are. We're back, and the best area, well, not the best area, but one of the interesting areas to, oh, look at that. I found enemies right away. Let's kill them.
Need more time.
While I'm talking, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so going into here, the depths of the keep is and if you notice that, I'm not sure if that came through properly on the recording, but there's some, what Blizzard has called rubber banding issues with any movement-based text, such as Whirlwind, Strafe, I can't remember any of the other ones.
That's how we do it in Kingsport.
Yeah, chop. And basically what it does is you think you're going all the way over here, and meanwhile it'll warp you back here, and meanwhile you're getting the crap beaten out of you because you can't damage them, but they can damage you. It's some kind of a lag issue, very much like Blackwall used to be in Diablo 2, and it affects a lot of useful skills, so it is there. I'm not sure if you were able to see it, but anyway, the areas you're looking for grinding or farming or whatever you want to call it are any areas with lots of enemies that are densely packed. And your best bet, well, not your best bet, but one of the interesting ones is the keep depths. Just enter through this one and run all the way through to the end. Of course, the boss won't be there unless you know, change your quest to a point where he's still there, but I wanted to show off some other areas. One of my favorite, personally, is to choose the Bridge of Corsic, run through this entire area, take down, you know, even like if you set the quest, you'll get an additional experience as well. Would you guys stop bugging me while I'm trying to talk? Thank you. But yeah, you just run through all of this area around here. There's usually a lot of enemies, densely packed, especially if you raise the monster power. And in addition to that, you go right to the end where we fought the Siege Breaker, continue on the bridge there.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, it's lagging again. As you can see, I'm running around in circles, and I can't do anything. Thank you, Blizzard! Fix your shit! Anyway, let's go back to town. Anyway, that a lot of problems with that every now and then, but that's the standard thing. If you've ever played a Blizzard game, you know they're going to have server issues here and there. Other than that, there's one other run that I like to do, and that's to basically go right past where you would end. You know, that's where you fought the Siegebreaker. So basically go here and go right to the end and take down Asmodan. You know, take your quest, you know, start whatever quest it is. I can't remember the name of the quest. Anyway, you start off with the quest that gives you this waypoint, and you just run straight to the end. You get to kill both the Spider Queen boss, Sadia, or whatever her name was, and Asmodan. Get some good drops from them. Lots of champion packs throughout there. And it's, you know, relatively, well, it's not relatively short. It's one of the longer runs you could do. But, I don't know, it's kind of straightforward, and it's not like you're going to get lost. A lot of the other ones that are good for grinding have big wide open spaces. These are relatively straightforward. There's only a couple spots where you might, you know, happen to go the wrong way and have to backtrack for a minute or so. Anyway, I'll see you in Act 2. Alright, here we are in Act 2. And in Act 2, it's actually relatively straightforward. There's only a few options. One is the Desolate Sands, and I came in here trying to record the first attempt, and I was surrounded by enemies, so I just figured I'd kill them all off screen so I could talk without interruption. But yeah, I definitely would recommend doing a lot in here because there are lots of densely packed enemies, and it's a big wide open space. The other option is within the Desolate Sands is the Vault of the Assassin. Now, I talked about this briefly when we found it the first time around during the actual, you know, game playthrough. And what you can do is you can set your quest to, I think it's Blood and Sand or Sand and Blood or something like that. And enter the Vault of the Assassin, you know, go here, find it, enter, exit the game, and then when you go back to the game, as long as you don't hit another checkpoint, you will always have a portal in town.
What do you think is in those tar pits? Whatever it is,
I don't want to know.
It smells worse than we do.
Ew, gross. Anyway, yeah, so there'll always be a town portal here in town whenever you load up your game, as long as you're resuming and not starting, you know, from a different quest point. That allows you to go through there, and there's usually, you know, 4 to 6, typically anyway, champion packs or rare enemies in there, which will be enough to fill out your Nephilim Valor. From there, I would recommend going to the Douglar Oasis because there are a lot of enemies here as well. It's another area that's full of a lot of enemies. These guys aren't particularly good to fight against. Let's see if I can find an example of the ones I actually want to fight. They usually turn invisible. These guys seem to appear in large groups, and they're not particularly difficult to take out. They don't have a lot of skills that are annoying to deal with, and they're quite common to find around here. Not to mention enemies in general are common to find because there just seems to be a lot of them everywhere. Do I need that? No, I don't. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all there is for Act 2. As far as, you know, monster power and difficulty and all that, you know, whatever you can do, it really doesn't matter, you know, as long as you get your Nephilim Valor, which I can't have any of because I haven't killed anything, you know, you're pretty much good to go. Get your Nephilim Valor and then start killing stuff in these areas that are really densely packed, and that's all you really need to worry about. On to Act 1. Okay, you guys, we're back, and normally I'd start in town, but I figured I'd get all the way here. This is the Crypt of the Ancients. Now, I want to show exactly how this works, and this will also apply to the what is it? The Vault of the Assassin. Oh, shut up. Enter here after selecting the right quest, and select Leave Game after you get the checkpoint.
There was always something new and exciting to hear or see.
I made you shut up. Anyway, yeah, so what you do is you select the Broken Blade quest. You take that, you run all the way to the Crypt of the Ancients. It's always in relatively the same spot, and I showed you in the video where we actually went there. You go into the crypt, you leave. Select Resume Game. There's not a lot to this. It's relatively straightforward. I just want to make sure
Let
everyone
us
knows
seek
exactly
our
what they need to
fortunes
do.
together.
And there it is. The waypoint will be there. Now, I've upped my monster power to 10 for this because I kind of want to show this off a little more.
I'll stop these things.
Now, this is one I
more
would
time.
not recommend doing with any character other than a barbarian, and make sure you're using the or not the passive skill, but the Wrath
Not
of the
ready yet.
Berserker ability. You can do this in the
Your
wow, do not get this. That will
Still
add
recharging.
another quest point, and you won't get the portal in here when you restart the game. This also works in Vault of the Assassin. Basically, you go to monster power 10, and instead of worrying
Need more
about
time.
killing any of the champions, because, you know, you'll be doing crap damage to pretty much everything, we're going to now worry about killing the trash, or, you know, the weaker enemies. And then they'll drop some stuff.
Still
If I can
recharging.
click on it, I can pick it up. This is a very easy way to die, so definitely be aware of that. This is not unless you have
ready
some
yet.
semi-decent gear as is. But the idea behind this is, one, it gives a lot of experience, and two, you can usually get
Still
some pretty
recharging.
decent stuff by doing this as well. I used to do this as a run with a friend of mine and a couple of his friends as well. Now, once we're at this point,
Need more time.
you can hopefully find your in a spot to get away from the enemies long enough and take away points. No. Sometimes you may get
Not ready
stuck
yet.
in a point where there's no way to get away from the enemies. They're too fast, or some other such excuse. You know, I have one in this case. They're a little too fast.
Still
I can't really get
recharging.
away from them. So what I'm going to do is I might just select leave game. Now, I'll probably die if I do that. Let's see. I might be able to hit a town
Tell me
portal
about
here.
this inn.
If you have to, just select
The world
leave
is so
game,
dangerous.
and
Everybody
you may
needs a quiet,
die,
safe
but you'll
place to
still
rest
leave
and
the game.
recover. A way station on their journeys.
Now,
There is no safe place.
would you guys
That's why I want to make one.
shut up? Anyway, yeah, so you can do that in either Vault of the Assassins or Crypt of the Ancients, and it really works quite well for lots of experience and some decent drops. You can, you know, do the run for, say, an hour and find yourself, you know, 5 to 10 legendaries maybe on average. You know, I've done it for an hour and a half and got none, and then I've done it for 20 minutes and got 5. So it's all down to luck, just like everything else. That's probably your best bet here. The other one that works really well for either method, whether you're doing Infernal, you know, Monster Power 10 and just killing the trash, do the Fields of Misery, and then you can also do the
You and I
Keyworden
aren't
while
so
you're there.
different.
That sounds
It's only half.
You guys love interrupting me. But yeah, the other one is you can just do it killing off the normal enemies. The other really good place to go is the Cemetery of the Forsaken, and just do all of these crypts, the defiled crypts, all of them. You know, there's usually 3 that are active. The rare time you'll find a 4th one active. There's one there, and one there, and let's go down here, and one there. So yeah, you can take them out. And this
recharging.
also works, this entire area, as well as, can I move please? Thank you. As well as heading down here and doing, what's this area called again? The Weeping Hollow, yeah. This one works quite well as well. The reason they work so well is because there are a lot of undead enemies that can be revived, which allows you to kill them multiple times, get the drops multiple times, and get experience multiple times, as long as you don't kill the, you know, the summoners, the sorcerers, the whatever they are, shaman, depending on which enemies you're killing. But anyway, yeah, that's all for the Keywardens and good grinding spots as far as I see them. Yeah, next time we'll do Ubers. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.